Our Sunday school lesson for today is taken from our winter quarter for the months of December, January, and February, and it is entitled Justice, Law, and History. And this quarter is focusing on justice as presented in the Old Testament under the law, and it looks at some of the circumstances that construed God's people's thoughts on justice. We are in unit number 2 for this brand new year of January 2022, and it's entitled God, the Source of Justice. And we're looking at 5 lessons that are looking at God's justice in the lives of his people and through the gift of the law. Our lesson for today is lesson number 6, January the 9th, 2022, entitled Improbable Hope. And our printed passage is Genesis chapter 21, verse 8 through 20. Let's review our lesson on today. And as we think about this lesson, it is a lesson on justice. It's a lesson on justice. A familiar story to all of us. If you'll let me say it like this, the mastermind Sarah, in her old age, has tried to help God's plan come to fruition. And she tells Abraham to sleep with her handmaiden by the name of Hagar, and she bears to Abraham a son named Ishmael. And to help God's plan that they would have a son and that his seed would be blessed, she concocted up this plan to help God's plan come to pass. But even as she does this through her handmaiden, Hagar, God still fulfills his word, and Abraham and Sarah have a son. This is the son of promise. This is the son that God promised them, and his name is Isaac. And our text today is we have a celebration going on for Isaac. There is some turmoil in the relationship between Isaac and Ishmael. And Sarah now wants her handmaiden as well as her handmaiden's son and Abraham's son Ishmael to be put out. And in his heart, Abraham knew that this was not right. And that is why the text tells us that his heart was troubled, because he knew that this was not right. Now, this lesson is about justice, so let's talk about it. Number one, Sarah, as we look at it from her perspective. Sarah, in a way that we look at it, we can see that she misused and abused her power. At one moment, she had need for Hagar, and then the next moment, she wanted to discard Hagar like she meant nothing to her. Misusing and abusing her power. One moment she needed Hagar. Second moment she discarded her like she didn't need him, like she didn't need her. And whenever in somebody's life you can use and disregard them and use them for your own purpose, and then when they serve you no purpose anymore, you can cut them off. It is wrong. Amen. It is not right. Amen. It is wrong. And as Christians, we need to have a rule of thumb that we need to do what's right at all times to all people. We should not be biased in our justice in doing what is right. We should not be biased in our viewpoint depending on the times or the people. But in all situations to all people, we need to do what is right. Sarah, in this instance, was biased and wrong in how she treated Hagar. Nevertheless, God told Abraham to do what your wife said. Why? Because as we put ourselves in Hagar's place, we are reminded that God's plan is to bless us. Now, I'm sure Hagar had to feel some type of way having her child's father and Sarah put them out, after trying to help them. I know she felt some way. And I think we all can put ourselves in the shoes of Hagar, that there's been times that we feel like we've been used and abused by people for their own selfish reasons and gains. And yet, a reminder for all of us, God is a God of justice. We keep repeating this because I want us all to get it. He's a God of justice, and it is God who settles every account. Now, even though Abraham and Sarah, along with God's plan, put them out, God covers Hagar. God blesses Hagar and Ishmael. God increases them. God provides for them. And let me tell you, even when man does you wrong, or when woman does you wrong, even when people do you wrong, God is a just God, and he is too just in his plan to do us wrong. Even when man does wrong, even when man does us wrong and treats us unjustly, God is too just in his plan to do us wrong. So even in a situation that seemed like it was unjust, God settled the account. He covered Hagar, increased her, provided for her, and blessed her. You saw in the story that when she was about to give up, God provided. He said, "That's water right over there. Get some water." And that child grew up, and he was blessed as a nation and skilled, and God took care of them even in that situation. God is a God of justice, and he will take care of us and settle every account if we will but do what is right. So as we close today, I want to remind you, God will do right by us, and it's our duty to do right by people.